grab a pillow or a block if you'd like to sit up on top of something. We're going to start in the seat. We'll be there for a bit too, so it can be helpful to have your hips a little elevated above where your ankles will be. We're just going to come into an easy seat. So I'll sit on this bolster and you'll just place one shin in front of the other. Your knees can be as wide as you need them to be. And as you start to like scoot towards maybe a little bit further towards the edge of your block or your bolster, it just allows like that natural tilt of your pelvis. So then you can maybe put your hands on your knees, sit up a little bit taller, and you can feel that curve. Then from there, maybe start to engage the abdominal muscles a little bit more. So you have that like nice, strong, sturdy base. And then soften your shoulders away from your ears. Maybe even close the eyes. Just take a moment here to settle in, to become a little more present to what's going on, maybe in your physical body. Maybe in your mind. And just take a big breath in, fill it all the way up. You can even open up your mouth, let out a sigh. And then notice the natural rhythm of your breath. Maybe you start to slowly sip in a little more on your inhale. And then let your exhale match in length. So let it be a little bit slower as you empty out. Take a few more rounds like that. Thinking about maybe like reaching that full capacity at the top as you fill your lungs up with air. And then emptying that out nice and slow. And then again, take a breath in through your nose. Open up your mouth. Slow exhale out. So nice. And then start to drop your chin towards the center of your chest. Roll your right ear over to the right. And then chin back through center, left ear over to the left. And chin back through center. Start to lift your face, lift your chin, maybe even flutter the eyes open or keep the eyes closed, whatever helps. And then come back to neutral, like you're looking straight ahead. Sweep the arms out and up. Big breath in to rise. Reach up and overhead. And then as you exhale, twist over to the right. So left hand to your right thigh or your right knee. Maybe look over your right shoulder. And then come back up through center, reach up, and then twist over to the left. And back up through center. Start to walk your hands forward. So feel that tilt of your low back. Just inch your fingertips further forward. And then whenever you're ready, you can just let your head drop. If you want to drop onto your forearms, of course you can. Of course, it depends how elevated your hips are, but then drop your head down. And then maybe you start to feel a little bit of a stretch in your hips. Take note of what shin is in front. And start to lift your chest back up. And you'll just switch what shin is in front. Maybe you take a little bit of a shake with the legs in between. Roll the ankles, wiggle the toes. And then the opposite shin comes in front. Sit up nice and tall. Hold on to your knee. Drop your chin to your chest. Roll right ear to the right. Left ear to the left. Back through center, but then lift your chin, lift your face. And then come back to neutral. Sweep the arms out and up. Big breath in to rise. This time, exhale, twist over to the left. You're wringing that out. And then inhale back through center. Twist to the right. Awesome. And you'll reach back up. Walk your hands forward. Think about your heart reaching beyond your fingertips first. And then fold in. And you might notice that both sides are not always the same. Take a round of breath. So even if you're in this fold, in this different sort of shape, can you still inhale all the way to the top? And then all the way to the bottom. And get totally empty. And then you'll sit up nice and tall. So nice. And then you'll sit off of that block or of that pillow, whatever you have, just for a moment. Take your legs out in front of you again. Give them a little bit of a shake here. So nice. And then take the soles of your feet together, your knees out wide. Hold on to your shins or your ankles. Sit up tall, take a breath in. One last time here to start to fold forward. So think about your heart going beyond your toes. Maybe dropping the head or looking towards your feet. Soften the face. Stay for a round of breath. In and out. So nice. And then you'll slowly come back up. Start to plant your feet on the mat in front of you. And think about your heels staying glued towards your mat. Reach your hands straight forward. So I want you to think about every vertebra of your spine. Can you lower each one? If it feels okay, slowly, slowly. Maybe a little pulse or two along the way if you want it. You'll slowly lower all the way to your mat. And then find a long body stretch here. Point your toes forward. Reach arms overhead. So nice. And then take your arms down along your sides. Plant your feet on the ground. So you're bending your knees. Your feet are about hips width distance apart. And then I want you to think about your vertebra again. So you're going to, rather than roll down from before, like the way you did before from the seat, I want you to think about lifting first the tailbone, then start to lift your low back, and you'll come into bridge pose. Maybe you start to lift a little bit of your upper back, your mid back. Arms come down along your sides. Keep pressing through all four corners of your feet to activate the legs. We'll find a little bit of strength here. Take one more breath in. So nice. And now slowly with control, lower back down to the ground. Awesome. Stay here. Take a full breath in and out. We're going to do that one more time. Inhale to lift the tailbone. Slowly lift the low back. Maybe a little bit of that mid back rises. Look straight up towards the ceiling. Feel the backs of your legs working. So your hamstrings actually start to turn on here. One more big inhale. So nice. And then slowly lower with control all the way down. Heel toe your feet just a little bit wider. Knock your knees together. Take your arms out like goalposts. For a moment, just close your eyes. Stay, a breath in and out. Now separate the knees a little. Let both knees fall over to the right. You can even wiggle walk that left foot away a little bit if it feels okay with the knee, of course. So you can get a different sort of sensation in that left quad. Back through center. And then your knees fall over to the left. Same idea. That right foot walks away from your center line or away from your mat over to the right. Bring yourself back through center. Wiggle walk your feet so they're back in line with your hips, about hips width distance apart. And then hug your right knee into your chest. And send that foot straight up towards the sky. You can grab behind the leg, start to roll the ankle, fan out the toes. They do so much work for you. And then create that figure 4 cross. Cross your right ankle right below your left knee, like onto your thigh. And then start to bring your hands through. Just find reclined pigeon here. Should feel nice if you were really doing a lot of lower body stuff today, earlier. Maybe start to flex that right foot. And if you'd like to intensify or have it be something different, then the sole of your left foot reaches up towards the sky here. And start to bend that left knee if that leg is straight. I want you to keep that structure. Start to let go with the arms, but then drop that left foot back down. So it's like you're returning to how you started, but keep that figure 4. Let the sole of the right foot drop over to the left. You get one last twist on the side here. If you want a little bit different of a stretch, your left hand can come towards your right ankle or your right shin. Once you find that, if you can make that connection, then your right knee, press it away from you. You'll just get a little bit of a stretch in that right glute. Maybe the outer hip here. And you'll slowly come back up through center, unravel the legs, hug them both in towards your chest, separate the knees. Happy baby pose. Maybe you notice the difference between right and left. And bring your feet back down towards your mat. Hug your left knee in towards your chest. Send the leg straight up to the sky. Grab behind the leg to start. So roll the ankle, fan out the toes. Find your figure 4 cross. And then it's your reclined pigeon. So you'll grab behind the right leg here. If you want, you can press that right foot up high. So lengthen the right leg towards the sky. See if you can keep the back of your head on the ground. If it wants to lift up, try to lessen that tension. in the neck and the face. Take one more breath in, and then you'll bend the right knee. Sole of the foot comes back down. Keep that structure. And now it's the left foot that drops over to the right. And then if you want a little bit more, it's that right foot that holds onto the ankle. You can even look over towards your left shoulder. Stay with breath, just here for 2. Last one. And you'll slowly come back to center, unravel the legs, hug them both into your chest. Maybe one last happy baby, maybe even a rock side to side if that feels like your low back is craving it. And then let your legs go long, arms down along your sides, close your eyes. Just a moment of rest. Take a little bit of a guided meditation here. A little body scan. So wherever you are, just take a full breath in. Open your mouth. Let out that sigh. And bring your awareness to your toes, the bottom of your feet. To your ankles. You let them soften, release, relax. Your awareness to your calves. And the soles of your shins, your knees. And the front of your thighs, your hamstrings. And even the muscles around your pelvis, your hips, your belly. You let them soften, release, relax. Bring your awareness further up to your chest, across your collarbones, your shoulders, and even your shoulder blades underneath you. Your upper arms, your elbows, your forearms, your wrists, the center of your palms, even the tips of your fingers. Allow them to soften, to release, to relax. On the back of your neck, the front of your throat, the muscles of your jaw, in the back of your head. Muscles in your face. And even the top of your head. Can you let all of that release, soften, and relax? As you give yourself that permission to release, to soften, to relax, and to rest. Notice that subtle movement that still happens. In the belly, in the chest, the rise and the fall. Move slowly with intention. Just start to make that rise and fall a little bit fuller, but a little bit slower. With that awareness, start to find subtle movement in your fingers and your toes first, and maybe the wrists, the ankles, the rock of the head. Find that movement in the neck. And then over your next few rounds of breath, can you bend your knees and roll to the side of your choice? Keep your eyes closed if you can, and you'll make your way to a seat. Sit up nice and tall once you're there. And your hands might even come together at your heart. Bow your chin towards that space. And just take note. Maybe your body feels a little bit different. Maybe your mind feels like it has shifted. A full breath in right here. Big breath out. And take your thumb tips to the center of your forehead. Maybe even lift your chin, lift your face. Namaste. May you find more moments to soften, release, and relax.